The tell-all part 1 has finally arrived. And this is where we are going to discover, we are going to find out if after this season of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days has really brought some of these cast members to the pinnacle point where they can sit here and be honest with us and let us know whether or not they are reality ready or whether or not they are moving mad. And boy, I'm looking forward to this. So let's not waste any more time and let's start off with some of the little smaller clips of what went down, and then we're going to get into the bigger topics of the part 1. Let's dive into it.
On here, I honestly feel like Forrest would be down. I feel like if I showed up to Forrest's bedroom like in a sexy lingerie outfit, like he wouldn't say no.
So I want you to remember this because we will be talking about Emma's relationship with Zayed and some of the things that we found out. And I was like, right, okay. This is giving us more context regarding her character. But the fact that she felt comfortable enough to be flirting with another man's woman, it's crazy work. And for her to sit there and say, basically, if I was to be in a bedroom looking a certain type of way, Forrest would be all mine regardless of Sheena's existence. Honestly, this woman is really showing her true colors. And her true colors at this moment in time are nothing but simply uckers. If you don't know what that means, let me translate to you. So when somebody labels you as uckers in the UK slang, or shall I say the London slang, they're just basically saying that you're a disgusting person. But also it can be used in other ways as well. But either way, it would never be used in a way that represents a positive. It would always be in a way that represents that you're just a type of person. Let's continue.
I have an old lady that lives next door. She's
An old
awesome.
lady?
Yeah.
Okay, what if I'm like your wife here in the US?
No,
and then like Sheena's like your wife?
No.
The fact that she even sat there and said, but what if I'm your wife here? Is she okay in the head? Is she actually okay in their head? But you know what though? Credit to Forrest for literally saying, listen, you're going to find the right man for you at some point. Credit to him for never literally falling for this madness.
I did tell Sheena that Emma was flirting with me hardcore, and she instantly got very angry and said she wanted to rip that bitch's lips off.
I mean, listen, another thing, this is how you know Forrest is a good man. Telling his woman, and then also on top of that, I guess, letting us know what was said. But listen, who could blame Sheena? That's exactly how she should react. That's the type of reaction that Forrest should be getting from Sheena, because the behavior that Emma displayed here was not cool. But Emma decided to downplay, you see. Later on when, Forrest told everyone what Sheena said, and Sheena was like, no, I didn't say it, even though she did. Emma was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was only just kidding. So why are you sorry if you're just kidding? What's wrong with you? It tells you a lot about her character, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to remember this little context here of Emma, because it's going to play a bigger part later on when we talk about her relationship with Zayed. So please, stick around. That's the word. But now we're going to move on to another little small one as well.
Oh, baby. Hi, baby. So are you two a couple today?
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
So we have the confirmation regarding the current status of Elise and Josh. Because of course, when we last saw them in last week's episode, they went their separate ways. Elise decided to break things off with Josh, and Josh literally did nothing to try and even win her back. And as you can see, Elise has still decided to allow this man back in life. So I do wonder, what did he say to her? How did he get her back into his life? And to be honest with you, what is the current status in terms of how are they making this relationship stay healthy? But this also gives me indication that there's a strong chance that these two will be back on 90 Day Fiance. And of course, they were here for before the 90 days. So maybe they'll be back for 90 Day, just a flagship. Or they may be back here for Happily Ever After. Or they may skip some of those steps and they may just come back for the last resort. But I do believe, if anything, the goal would be to try and get him to the United States for whatever the following season that they are going to appear on. That's if they do reappear on the season. But right now, yeah, it's looking like that's how it's going to be. But let's not get it twisted though. When we do see these two again, it's going to be explosive because, well, when it comes to Elise, everything is but explosive. But I want to know your thoughts though. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Elise is moving mad by bringing this man back in her life? And also on top of that, I should ask before, how do you feel about Emma's behavior? Was it moving mad? Or give Give me your thoughts, give me your thoughts. But now we're going to move on to the next one as well. And this one here is, again, another little small clip of something else that went down with another pair.
Last we saw you, you were celebrating the fact that you two were expecting a baby.
Fortunately, I had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
So this is permanent.
Unfortunately, a miscarriage has happened with Annalyn and Jovon. I mean, listen, nobody wants to hear that somebody has gone through a miscarriage, let alone the person that's actually experienced it, you know. But I will say this though, and I'm not saying this in any way that is negative, but sometimes in life, some things can be a blessing in disguise. Now, the question is, because a child has not happened at this moment in time, is this a potential sign to tell these two people that maybe their relationship should start to go separate ways? Well, here's the thing, folks. This is the current status of their relationship.
Minute now.
Yeah. I quit my job, packed up all my stuff.
Wow.
Now, here's the thing. He's obviously left his job, packed up all his stuff, moved to the Philippines, okay? Which, to be fair, is telling us that maybe things are going in the right direction for these two. Maybe he's telling us that they've been able to, you know, overcome some of their issues. But here's the thing though, they spoke about how now they are actually in therapy, or at least they're going to be starting couples therapy soon, so they can talk about their differences. And to be honest with you, to be starting couples therapy such early on in your relationship, in my opinion, it's a concern. I mean, listen, people do go to therapy for different reasons, you know, and sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't make sense. Now, bear in mind, they've been married for a very long time, but they only met for the first time, allegedly, when they first appeared in the show. So we can argue and say that they've probably only been around each other's space physically now, I would say maybe for about a year and a half, tops 2 years. All right. And don't get me wrong, in that time, you have got enough time to figure out whether or not that person is for you. And you got enough time to figure out if you want to really try and make it work by going to therapy. And sometimes people do therapy before marriage because they want to make sure they're ready for life after marriage. Now, these are two people who got married before they even freaking met. And now they're in a position where they've shown us throughout the season that they had a lot of clashes. And a lot of the clashes they had really made them come across as if they were not going to be compatible. And here's the thing, folks. He has now left his job. He's now moved to the Philippines, but we know that he was sending her about $600 per month to live her lifestyle in the Philippines. He now doesn't have a job. And for him to even find a job in the Philippines, it doesn't mean he's going to have a job that's going to give him the same salary he was doing before. And let's be real, he was somebody that worked in a care home, all right? Now, don't get me wrong, he can transfer those skills into a care home in the Philippines, but is it going to pay as well as it paid him in the United States? I don't know, but I'm going to assume probably not. It'd be very different if he's somebody that had a different skill set that can bring him, you know, a good salary no matter where he was in the world. The point that I'm trying to make is that Annalyn, one of the things that I would say that she fell in love with regarding him was the fact that he was paying for her lifestyle. She was getting massages every single week, amongst other things. Now he's jobless. What's going to happen financially? Is the financial situation now going to be something that's going to ruin their relationship for the long run? That is a key question, and that's why I said what I said at the very beginning. Sometimes in life, some things are blessing in disguise, and right now they don't know if their relationship is going to go the full mile, but who knows, maybe it will. And if it does, then maybe they can try again for a child, and hopefully this time the child will be successful. But this would be in the grounds that their relationship has actually got a solid foundation, because as of right now, I don't see it. But maybe I'm moving mad and you folks see something completely different, and you can say, you know what, you are moving mad and you're not reality ready with what you're saying. But hey, you let me know your thoughts regarding that self in particular, my favorite peoples. But with that being said though, let's move on to the next one. And this one right here is another pregnancy situation. But this one, let's get into it.
Oh, wow.
I am 6 months pregnant.
Rick, are you the dad?
Fortunately not.
I'm sorry, was that an
Unfortunately not, because he knows a whole other man's going to be enjoying her for the rest of her life, give or take that relationship is going well, of course. But the audacity of Rick?
unfortunate or a fortunate?
That's an unfortunately not.
Hey, Rick.
You know how I feel, so.
Okay.
Rick, that baby could have been yours.
Exactly, the baby could have been yours, but thank gosh it was not his. But what is this man doing out here saying that I love you? Like, buddy, you don't love this woman. You never did love this woman, because if you did, then you'd have never did what you did. Somebody, you can't sit there and say that, you know, I love this woman, but yet in the same breath, you went and booked a flight to go and sleep with a whole other woman. And then on top of that, not only did you do that, you also then refused to block that other woman. Okay, and then also on top of that, you also told Trisha that you still have love for your Colombian woman. And now he's still sitting and saying that I've got love for both of them. This is a man that just likes to tell women that he loves them because he wants to keep all of his options always available at any given time. That is the type of person he is. This "so I love you" nonsense is nothing but nonsense. He needs to stop these freaking lines because it's getting too much. But hey, he will do what he wants to do, and you know what? That is entirely down to him. But Trisha, the main thing is that she stays strong and she never falls for anything that comes out of Rick's mouth. Because anything that comes out of his mouth is never ever genuine. And why? Because he's not a genuine person. But hey, let me know your thoughts though. Do you think that it was good that Trisha ended up being pregnant with somebody else that was not Rick? So therefore she's reality already where she's not? Or do you think she's simply moving mad? But hey, I believe when it comes to their story, that's something they're going to show us more of next week. So I guess I have to wait for that one as well. But with that being said, though, we're now going to move on, okay, to Emma and Zaid. And boy. Yeah, this is going to be a roller coaster. Let's dive in.
Yeah, I've gone on like the dating apps and just some, flings and hookups, but
As you see for me,
Flings and hookups. Emma's trend this whole episode was flings and hookups. This is the woman that showed us from the very moment that we saw her that she's more than happy to open her legs as long as a man is going to give her something that she wants. And in this context, it was marriage and kids. But it seems to me that when she's not doing the whole marriage and king thing, she's more than happy to go around and enjoy herself. And you know what? You do you, but don't be a hypocrite. Let's dive into why.
Emma, she care only about herself. When she come, I know her throat from the first meeting in the airport. When she come, I know her throat from the first meeting in the airport. She's looking for drama. She's looking to put me in bad position. So I know it's.
Now, I want you to remember what he's saying here because I strongly believe this. She's definitely somebody that enjoys drama. She's definitely somebody that likes to, put herself in positions where she can make other people look bad and never be accountable for her own actions. To be fair with you, just by the interaction that she had with Forrest, it tells me everything I need to know that she's the kind of person that she'd be more than happy to try and steal a married man off of another woman if the opportunity came. She literally doesn't care about anything else but herself. And I think that's what Zaid is saying here. And he hit the nail on the head. Now, Zaid is no saint, but I do truly believe everything that he said about this woman being fake to the other things you're going to find out. Honestly, her actions only prove him right. But one thing that I will say that I did not enjoy about this tell-all is how every single person on this panel, apart from maybe Elise, was literally on Emma's side and they were more than happy to bully Zaid. And you know what? Scumbags will always be scumbags, but let's get into it.
I found things out about you. That doesn't make you seem like you're Mr. Perfect, okay? Because I found out that you had sex with a girl from Britain before I came to Morocco.
Okay, with a girl from Britain before you came to Morocco. Let's continue.
The girl that he was with when you two were together?
We were dating before I came to Morocco. A girl was with him, and she was British, and she was there in Morocco having sex with him.
So let's just clarify. He was allegedly doing something with a girl from the UK before him and Emma were actually an item. So he did these things when he was single. So why is it a conversation? But remember what he said before. This is a woman she's a woman that likes to put him in a bad position. All she wants to do is to get everybody on her side. And we've seen how spiteful she is. We saw what happened when he decided to leave her in the desert. We saw what happened. The first thing she was saying was like, oh yeah, he slept with me and also he had a small one, blah, 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 blah. All she cared about was dragging him. No wonder why she's single. But let's dive into more.
You think Emma was really in love with Ziad?
No, I don't think she really loved Ziad. She was more in love with the idea of being engaged and having a wedding.
Now, nobody's going to know you better than who? Than your own sibling, especially when your own sibling is your twin sister. But the crazy thing is, both of them have had so much work done to themselves that they don't even look like twins anymore. Oh my goodness gracious me. Obviously, Emma likes to rock the low wig. I say low wig because she likes to cover up the forehead, which isn't a big deal. But meanwhile, her sister actually embraces it, you know what I mean? But I've also noticed that we both got two different noses. It's a madness. Anyway, that's not really relevant. I just wanted to express that this is what happens sometimes. When you have too much work done, you can end up not looking like your twin. But unless you're Darcy and Stacey, who make sure that they get the same things every single time. But let's continue. But I do know there's no chance that they just may not be identical. But if you ask me, it's definitely due to more the fact that they've done too much.
She was hooking up with other people.
Was she hooking up with other people while she was with Ziad?
Yes.
You see, she's the kind of person that will happily put someone in a bad light, make that person look like the devil, make him look like the demon, make him look like he ain't shiz. Meanwhile, she's actually out here behaving far, far worse. Hooking up with people. That is a plural, isn't it now, ladies and gentlemen? I don't mean to be talked as if you're a freaking idiot. It's just, I've just got to say as it is. Plural, people. Hooking up. Not date, hooking up. And she had the audacity to call this man out for sleeping with some woman from the UK before they were actually even a thing. But you see Laura though. Laura's best thing that she should have done the hotel was just keep her mouth shut. But you see, she's a mean girl, you see. But let's continue.
Only one question. Are you proud to be hooked up with everyone? Are
I
you
don't
proud by
hook up with
yourself?
everybody. It's literally none of your business what she does with her body.
It's none of his business what she does with her body, but yet she made it her business to know what he was doing with his body and to make sure that she dragged him about it. Right, okay. Now I know you're definitely twins, but let's continue.
How about that? Yeah. How about that? Yeah.
They hadn't met yet.
Exactly.
Yes, you have
Hadn't met
feelings
yet. Exactly.
online,
That's right,
but
Laura.
you hadn't met yet.
You see, when I say the best thing Laura could have done was stay quiet, now let's track back. Let's track back real quick. Emma came on the show, and what did she do? She decided to put Zaid in a bad position by saying what? By saying that he was sleeping with who? Sleeping with another girl before she got to Morocco, even though he was single. But now in the same light, Laura sits there and says, well, yeah, of course it was fine for you to go hook up here because you two hadn't met yet. But were they together? Yes, they were together. She was flat out cheating with multiple people, but Laura says, but they hadn't met yet. So where was that energy for Zaid? Why didn't you say it to Zaid here, but you two hadn't met yet? Where was the energy then? And the contexts aren't even the same because in one situation, they wasn't together. Zaid was not with Emma. In this situation, she was actually with him. She actually decided to pursue a relationship with him. You see what I mean? Some people just came on there just to pick on the foreign guy. And Laura was definitely more than happy to do so. And don't worry, we'll be getting to her story, that's for sure. But let's continue.
Girl, why are you mad at the text messages if you're cheating on him too?
Okay, I didn't. It was during a time when I found out about the other girls. I was like, okay, he's still talking to girls. So until I saw the messages that it prompted me to hook up with someone.
Okay, let's just let this sink in. So she decided to hook up with other people because she found about text messages of Zaid with other girls. All right, cool, I get it. So in that situation, you're supposed to say to Zaid, because I know you're doing things with other people, me and you are over, I'm going to go enjoy my life. But you didn't do that. You continued telling a lie that involved you appearing to be somebody that wanted to still have him while you were still having other people all up in your freaking pants. Right, yeah, that makes all the sense. And also on top of that, she says the reason why she went out there and had fun with other people was because of the fact that she saw texts on Zaid's phone. Okay, so why would you still want to travel all the way to Morocco to try and convince this man to 1, sleep with you, 2, give you kids, and 3, marry you? Why would you want that with a guy who clearly you've seen texting other people? You are your own problem. You are your own problem, but yet she has to put everyone else in the bad light because she cannot be in it. The level of delusion, the level of lack of accountability, the level of just everything not good with this girl is crazy. Wow. And to make it worse, the season started off with the sister really holding her accountable, but at the same time, I don't know what the sister does with her, to be honest, but sometimes I do feel like her sister actually does enable her behavior, but it's a weird thing. But anyway, let's continue because, again, there's more.
Before I even got to Morocco, we got into an argument about multiple girls, him talking to girls on dating apps, and I let it go and I tried to forgive him and move forward.
You let it go and try to forgive him moving forward, even though you was actually sleeping with other people and he was actually just only talking to other people, but you decided to let it go? Okay.
I was in Morocco, we were interested in each other and we had sex.
Ooh.
And it was teeny tiny.
So here we go, back again, her talking about the size of his little pecker. It was teeny tiny, so why is that relevant? You still slept with him, didn't you? She sat there and was like, oh, do you know what? Let me put this picture here, this freeze frame. Look at this. Look at her just laughing. Why are you laughing so much? Let's not, we'll get to you. We'll get to you. Yeah, let's keep your freeze frame right there, you know what I'm saying? But either way though, the mad fact is though, this is what he means. You're a fake person. You like to just be, you love drama. He said that she likes drama. And this is what she does because because she didn't get what she wants to drag him, talking about the size of it. Honestly, any woman that talks about the size of a man's whatever in a negative tone, I already know that woman's toxic. I already know that she's just not worth your time. Trust me when I tell you that, okay? Because these are the kind of people that will happily sleep with you, but when things don't work out, all of a sudden they're talking about, oh, you know what? He only lasted 10 seconds, which is what she said about him. You know what? It wasn't even that big, which is what she said about him. So why is that relevant? Because let's not forget, you only found out about the 10 seconds and how small it was purely because you literally coerced this man to sleep with you. Every single day we saw her, she was begging him to sleep with her. She even told him before she flew to Morocco, hey, so when I get there, you're going to sleep with me, right? She literally made it clear. And now you want to drag him? But you know what the funny thing is? Even after she slept with him, she still wanted to have kids with him and still wanted to marry him. Let's not forget that. But because he said no, now his size is a problem. Now how long he lasts is a problem. Listen, let's just call a spade a spade. Emma's definitely the kind of people. Let me put myself on a big screen here real quick. And I will say this in my chest. Emma gives me vibes of the kind of girl that everything is going to be vanilla. More vanilla than vanilla. Because the brain cells up here aren't even there for the most part. So I don't know how her brain cells are even going to be there for the actual rhythm activity. But then again though, she's definitely somebody that would be hella submissive. And to be fair, she's the kind of person who will probably do anything that you tell her. Hell, the girl gives me vibes of the type of girls that go to Dubai. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, then look up about girls that go to Dubai. That's the vibes that I get, but she's still the kind of person that would judge someone else, drag the other person, and make that person look like blah, 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 blah. Nah, not nice business. Meanwhile, we got Laura here laughing. Yeah, let's continue.
It's like my finger. I don't care. I don't care. That because everything about Emma is fake, like her wig too. So her personality is so fake. How she speaks, she's fake. And all of you people, you know that.
And you're a fake Muslim.
But you are a fake father. Don't forget that.
Oh, you ain't your father, fool. I'm more father than you will ever be.
So Rick has the audacity to say that Zayed is a fake Muslim simply because of the accusations regarding him sleeping with women. Which, listen, I do agree. It means he doesn't practice what he preaches. 1000% agree with that. But Rick says it. Zayed isn't even affected by it. He just said, "Well, you're a fake father." And then look at you reacting like a crazy hyena. Well, you need to calm yourself down, screaming at the TV screen. Oh, but I'm more of a father than you. Shut the hell up, man. You literally jumped on a plane to Colombia to abandon your kids because you wanted to go sleep with another woman so you could cheat on Trisha. I'm not saying that makes you a bad father, but it just tells us that when it comes to you having your own priorities in terms of you having pleasure, you always prioritize that over many other things. Let's just put it out there. Do you see what I'm saying? But either way, though, you can't say something to someone and then get all hot-headed just because you can't handle the response. You started it, now freaking sit in it and be a grown-ass freaking man. You sad piece of work. And that's just me being polite. But anyway, let's continue. But what did I say to you guys? Everybody here came in literally to bully Zayed, and Zayed is no saint in any shape or form. But because they're all coming after him incorrectly, apart from Elise, now I had to put people on blast. Let's continue.
Ever in your life.
She's like, I just want to let you know that Rob and I have been hooking up for like this past year. Every single time someone sees me, what is your motive for telling me that? You know what, girl? I don't give a.
You see, this is what further on proves that Emma is nothing but just a fake person, the kind of person that just loves drama. Because Lisa's got a point. So why was you telling me about this? Why would I care about you and Rob? Like, that happened to me and him like way back. And also, I'm with Josh now, so why would I care? What was your intention of doing this? Because Emma loves drama. That's what she's all about. That's it. She's the kind of person that'll say a couple words and then back off. Because she ain't about that life. She's about the talking life, the instigating life, saying certain things type of stuff. As long as people are around to protect her, you know what I mean? But she would never say a single bad word about anybody if she was just her and that person, I promise you now. You know what I mean? Let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. But either way, though, that was, at least in my opinion, pretty much confirming what Zai said at the very, very beginning. That she's somebody that clearly has intentions of always saying things and doing things just to be spiteful. Not because she's a nice person. So yes, all the way from the Forrest situation all the way to now. What is wrong with this girl? Now, of course, we know that she was hooked up with Rob. Rumor has it that maybe her and Jamal hooked up on Hunt for Love, something that we won't know until Hunt for Love comes out. But it'd be a damn shame if two of these guys would have fall out over Emma, because Emma? Really? But at the same time, though, would I really care if they fell out? No. If Rob and Jamal want to fall out over Emma, you do you, you know what I'm saying? But either way, though, I don't know why. Do you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to leave it there. Let's now move on to the next one. Yes.
It says on the top it does not grant any immigration status or benefit. But it says, to process the application, there is an appointment to go through like more of the process.
So it's not a yes or a no.
It's not a yes.
So right now, Laura and Burkhan, who I thought was removed from the tour, which clearly didn't happen. Yeah, so obviously right now the paperwork has not gone through as of yet regarding him being able to move to the United States or being able to at least go there. So I guess their journey is still where it's at for this time being. But for some weird reason, I've got a feeling that these two are going to be back for another season. I just see it. And it really does annoy me. It really does annoy me. Now, before I continue, I need to know, folks. Do you think that I was moving mad when I gave my review regarding Emma and Zai situation? Or do you think that I was reality ready? And then also on top of that, do you think Emma has been moving mad or else? Let me know your thoughts. But let's continue with this one.
Yes or no, it's mainly we're continuing through the process.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Definitely planning on going back for my surgery, so.
Right. We heard about your plans to have skin removal surgery after losing a lot of weight.
I can't ever keep a straight face. We've already spoken about this before, right? Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about how Laura is bigger now than what she was when she was obviously filming the series, right? But bear in mind the tour would have been filmed some point this year, but the show itself would have wrapped up some point last year, maybe even early this year, but probably last year, right? So she's still going to go to Turkey. She's still going to get surgery for skin loss removal, amongst other things, due to losing weight, but she hasn't lost weight. At least that's not what the appearance says anyway. Either way, though, I will say this. If she has lost weight, I'm going to go off the whim and say that she probably hasn't even lost enough weight for the surgery to go as successful as it should be. Because when it comes to skin loss removal, you've got to make sure that you've lost a significant amount of weight and you have it at the right time. Because there are places like Turkey, Mexico you can go to and they'll give it to you no matter what because they just want the money. Sometimes they just want the promo, right? But in reality, if I was her, she really needs to go to see her doctor in the States and really make sure that she's in a position where she's ready to get this skin removal, because if she goes to Turkey and gets it done and it's too soon, yeah, all I would say this, whatever she doesn't like about her body right now, she's probably going to hate even more if there's complications due to the fact that she went and got skin loss too soon. But I would imagine that she's probably going to get skin loss and probably some lipo on the same process. But again, even that alone together, from what I know, risky business. But hey, these surgeons in Turkey won't give a damn, because for them it's just money in their pocket. So as much as I don't like Laura because she just gets on my nerves, I'm not going to not sit here and give a genuine advice and say that please go and see your doctor in the States first and let them tell you whether or not you're ready, or at least give you a guideline of how much more you need to lose before you do this to yourself. Because boy, when those scars come and the complications come, yeah, you're going to probably hate yourself even more aesthetically.
Have you met Gurkhan's parents yet?
I have not met any of his family yet.
Oh. So why haven't you introduced your parents to Laura?
I can just say that me and my father fight every day.
I mean, listen, it's respectful. I completely get it. I mean, at first I was like, why? But then to be fair, he explained that he doesn't got a very healthy relationship with his family. And to be fair, I support them.
I paid the debt
Shut up. Are you serious?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
You want him to be done gambling?
I would love it if he was done gambling.
Okay.
Because it was a concern for me in the beginning. But you can.
So here's the thing, you see. He had a 50K debt to pay. He went to Cyprus, gambled, and apparently had this big win that allowed him to pay the 50K debt. Okay. So now she wants him to stop gambling. Let's be real. The man just literally scored big. You think he's going to stop gambling? Most of the time, people that gamble like religiously is because of the buzz, especially when they win. The buzz gets the best of them. Do you believe that he's ever going to get to the point where he's going to be reality ready to not gamble again? Or do you think Burkhan is probably going to gamble again because, well, he did it. This time he got away with it, so why not do it again? Give me your thoughts on that one. And to be fair, Laura says this was concern for me. It was never a concern for you because if it was a concern for you, then you probably would have never flew to be with this guy in the first place. Anyway, let's get into her to her situation with Michael.
Continued to want the same dynamic until I met somebody else, and then you got pissy and had to, threw a fit in
I
Turkey.
didn't get pissy. I'm not jealous. I'm glad you're gone. I had feelings for Laura. Not romantic.
That's not how it came off.
Yeah, she's with Erica. Truly, I am. I mean, it gets her out of my life.
Whoo! Damn, man, that came from a very personal place. I wonder what beef he really has with her. Because boy really felt in his ways, like, you know what I mean? He was like, nah, I'm happy. I'm happy that this has finally come to an end. That woman was literally just the worst person to be in my life. She was dragging me down, blah, 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 blah. I mean, listen, to be honest with you, it doesn't really make too much sense because he was more than happy having her around in every single capacity apart from the romantic side of things and the sexual side of things. But hey, it is what it is. I think I think what's happened is for the best because clearly their relationship was never going to go any further than what Laura wanted because he made it clear that he didn't want anything else more from her. And maybe now he's on to bigger and better things. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But hey, it is what it is. Let's move on to the next and the last one. This one is all about Lisa and Daniel. But Lisa says something very, very interesting to begin with when it came to interaction with Elise. Let's dive into it.
Don't be a bitch to you, Elise. Period. I don't like you. I don't like you because you scare me. You are tall. You are slim. You are beautiful. You have a confidence that is
I'm sorry, but like
so powerful. Drink. You bring out like the bully in school that went after me. I'm ready to cry about it.
Lisa, don't say that.
I think you are like this little black widow that can just tear me down.
Alicia's got some serious issues, man. Serious issues. Like what? What did she like? What did girl do to you? Like, allow her. There's no need for this madness. This animosity. Wow, just because somebody looks a certain type of way, you're literally saying that this person must be this, and other. You know what the funny thing is, though? Lisa's personality is probably worse than Elise's personality. That's the funny part about it, to be fair with you. She's completely judging Elise based on how she looks. Meanwhile, Lisa's character of being a liar, being manipulative, amongst so many other things, is far worse than Elise's character. But anyway, let's get into into what we're really for and what's going on with Lisa and Daniel.
Because she's my wife.
What?
Oh, wow.
I am not legally married to you. I am not with you. She went for a cleansing, and he said that was a wedding. A wedding that I didn't know about. He pretty much has...
To be fair, when I look back at the whole cleansing situation, it actually did look like a wedding, to be fair, because some of the questions that were given kind of fitted the profile. But either way, though, let's continue. But, yeah. But surely he would have said... yeah.
told me that I am cursed.
What?
Daniel said that we were cursed by this priest. That if I were to ever go outside of this marriage, that Daniel or I would be very sick and one of us would die. Well, Daniel, for the longest time, knew things that he shouldn't have known about me, and I believe it's because of the curse.
You know what's happened there? Daniel just knows certain things about Lisa, and he's just used it against her. You know, obviously they're not traditionally married. That never bloody happened. This guy is just using it as a way to keep her around. He's fully aware of what he's doing here. Lisa just fell into this stupidity. Like, she said, this man knew things about me, blah, blah, blah. It's because you told him these things about you, you see what I'm saying? So he is somebody that is now trying to he's got into her head, and he's letting her know that each time something goes this way and that way and the other way is because you are cursed. Yo, Daniel's an evil dude, man. He's an evil dude. There's no need for this. Like, this guy's got too much energy. What's this all about? But let's continue.
I do get sick quite often because of this curse. I ended up in the hospital and almost died. Oh. I was bleeding, I was dying, and Faith wasn't allowed to know. Wow.
And Faith wasn't allowed to know. So you're telling me that because somebody told you to not tell your daughter the truth, you decided to listen to that person? I thought you love your daughter. If your daughter means so much to you, then you would never ever lie to your daughter because some random person said to you, you can't tell your child.
Wow. To be honest, I keep going back to Daniel because I'm terrified for my life. I feel like I'm gonna die because I am cursed by a Nigerian priest.
Honestly, this whole thing was just nothing but utterly speechless. It's not the normal reality type of stuff that we experience, you know what I mean? But I'm just going to go off the whim and say that Daniel's playing with you. He's literally made up all this gibberish. Okay, he's just literally just trying to find a way to keep you around. But hey, man, staying with someone out of fear is definitely not something that is a kind thing at all. You know, but there's many people in this world that do stay in relationship out of fear. And it's such a sad thing, you know. So, but based on the trailer for the next week, she says that she's now in love with someone new, someone who's the love of her life, another Nigerian man. So we have to see obviously how that pans out. But either way though, what Daniel is doing here to her, by putting her in a position to be fearing for her life, that's just cruel. Absolutely cruel. It's a whole different level of abuse. Let's not sugarcoat it, right? A whole different level of abuse, and it's not nice. It's disgusting, it's horrible, it's nasty. Daniel needs to do better. But also on top of that though, Lisa's track record of just the person that she is, maybe this is just karma catching up with her. Maybe she's just been punished for everything that she's done in her life that hasn't been nice. For example, moving her daughter around like 15 times or something like that over the course of her life. Remember, her daughter was moved from home to home to home because her mum was never in the same place, because her mum was always chasing a relationship after a relationship after a relationship. So maybe this is just Lisa's karma. Either way, let me know exactly what you're thinking down below, but stay tuned because there'll be more content regarding 90 Day Fiancé throughout the week, and also we'll be back again for next week's episode of The Tell All Part 2. But with that being said though, please do hype the video, subscribe, like, and let me know, is Daniel simply moving mad with this stupidity, or you think something else? Have a good day.